Hello and welcome into the RotoWire esports show. I'm Andrew Laird, joined as always by Ethan Sexton. Today to talk about Wednesday's two-game LPL slate. Ethan, Chalk City today on Tuesday morning.
Yep, and I went right off the deep end, even with the chalk, man. So
Oh,
I just didn't have the right combos, unfortunately. But that's all right. That happens, and it's a two-game slate where the chalk teams both swept. So what are you gonna do?
I did not get the top scoring lineup. I didn't get the second top scoring lineup. The tournament I was in, which was whatever the $5 one was, had a 125 way tie for first, I believe.
Yeah.
Like not even joking. Like it was like first place, 126th. I turned that $5 into $8, and somebody in our
Okay.
Discord had a similar lineup and turned his $5 into 10 because it was a double up, and I was like, this game is just this game is
Yeah,
something else.
I think like today probably should have been a day where I played some cash games, right? But I just didn't. I don't know why. I just was lazy, I guess. But I wonder if my lineup, because it didn't cash in the tournament I played, I don't know if it would have made the top half in double ups either. So I'm not sure. I must have just had one or two small mistakes, even though I had all the right teams.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think sometimes on these two-game slates when it's really chalky like this, it makes it more cash game viable than like a five-game slate. Like I'm not really tempted to play cash games because the smallest wrong thing is going to cost you.
Yeah.
But on these two gamers, when you're going to play the chalk anyway, maybe just throw it in some double ups because why not? I mean,
not?
it's going to be the chocolate popular build anyway.
Yeah. So this tournament that I was in, this is the team fight. $2,000 to first place. If you finished in first place, you turned your $5 into $47.95.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's about how it was across the board because the ones I was in, it was like that too, where the tie for first was just incredible. But that's what happens on these two gamers when the two chalk teams win, right? So
Right.
not too surprising. It's just funny when you see the numbers like that.
For sure. I will say, for your sake, at least it wasn't a game stack.
That's true. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm always happy when a game stack doesn't win.
Right. All right, let's jump into this Wednesday slate. We have another two big favorites. I believe neither of them are as big as we saw yesterday, but they're still pretty sizable. WE favored against LGD, and then Rare Atom favored against E-Star. My immediate thought was everyone who at least plays an underdog is going to play WE and E-Star.
Yep.
And is there any reason to think otherwise?
I don't think so. It's unfortunate to say that. So I wonder. I think the question for this slate is, do people go to E-Star as an underdog, or do they try to jam in Rare Atom with WE? Because WE are going to be the biggest favorites on this slate.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. LGD, we think they're better than their record, but they're still not a very good team, right? Whereas WE went through a rough patch, but it seems like they're back on track now. And are one of the better teams in the league. So we get why that's the case. So it seems like WE is going to be the most popular of the four teams overall, I would think. And then I think people just need to decide, where they want to go in that second series. So it's interesting because I want to be on the side that isn't going to be the chalkier of the two for that matchup, but I don't know which one it's going to be, right? My assumption is it'll be Rare Atom because they're favored. And we see a lot of the time we just see blind allegiance to the two favorites.
Yeah.
Maybe from folks who are a bit more casual or I mean I played two favorites a lot too, but on this slate, it's not like the Rare Atom E-Star series isn't like today where IG have this tremendous upside if they win. So I want to be on that no matter what. This slate tomorrow, I feel like just because it's a two gamer. I want to be on the side that doesn't have the higher percentage. So if it's E-Star, I think E-Star do have upside if they win. I just don't feel as confident about them winning as other teams. But it's not like Rare Atom are necessarily world beaters, right? So I kind of want to be on. I don't know. I'm leaning towards being on E-Star, in hopes primarily that it's just they're not as chalky as Rare Atom.
Yeah.
Um,
The obvious
so
benefit,
I don't know, man.
yeah, the benefit to E-Star is that you can play two carries.
Yep.
You're not doing that with WE Rare Atom. So like,
Right.
if that's where you want. So the way that I was looking at it is I think that E-Star outscores Rare Atom if they win than if Rare Atom beats E-Star. Now that obviously doesn't matter because only one of them can win.
Right.
But like that's what immediately made me think of like, oh, I'll just go to E-Star. So they average like roughly the same number of kills per game. E-Star leads the slate in deaths per game because
Yep.
they're willing to just get into fights and rack up the fantasy points. So it was almost like I didn't actually think that Rare Atom had that much upside, but E-Star almost brings the upside to Rare Atom.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's tough in that regard because we've talked about E-Star before, like when they're bigger underdogs against really good teams that that's something we want to target because they do give up a lot of deaths per game.
Yeah.
That's what's making it tricky, man. Like I'm really curious because I'm not good at predicting ownership and stuff. I just wonder if people are going to go to E-Star in hopes because, it's a way they can jam in WE. Or I'm wondering if people go to Rare Atom because of the things we're talking about, like they're favored. They are a better team on paper. And E-Star like to give up a lot of deaths. So I don't know. It's hard to figure out where the chalk in that particular matchup is going to be. But I want to be on whichever side I think is going to be lower owned. So I'm leaning E-Star just because I don't know. It seems like double favored is still going to be the highest owned thing on most of these 2-game slates, unless there's a really good underdog, like just mispriced or something like that. But
yeah, I mean, I think Rare Atom is definitely the chalk build.
Yeah.
And like it's as simple as that. LGD obviously offering the most leverage on the slate. Like I think,
Sure.
like odds wise, WE's win odds aren't that much better than Rare Atoms, but I think there's just kind of this underlying thought that they're significant, like WE is significantly better than LGD, and they should just crush them. And so everyone's like, I'll just play WE. I think it's the other series is kind of in this weird spot that if you're willing to go with LGD, I think you also have to be willing to just try a double underdog lineup. Like, why not?
Yeah, why not at that point? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the lowest owned of any combination, right? So
Yeah.
You're getting double leverage that way. For me, it's just tough for me to imagine LGD winning. So that's why I'm not really on them at all in any builds. That's why I'm pretty high on WE as well. With the knowing full well that WE is going to be the highest owned team on the slate. So yeah, the leverage plays with LGD. It's just harder for me to imagine them winning, whereas I could actually see E-Star coming out of this with a win.
Right.
That wouldn't be a huge shock. Whereas I think LGD winning would be a pretty big shock, honestly. It's just the lineup is not very good, except, I still like Kramer a bit, but Jumeng and Missing are one of the best bot lanes in the league. So it's like Kramer's really not going to get a big advantage down there.
Right.
And then the rest of the lineup is just way worse than what WE offers. Like Uniboy hasn't been able to stand up to the higher caliber mid laners in the league. And then top and jungle, I think Beisheng, arguably the best jungler in the league, up there for sure. So he's going to get a big advantage. And it's just hard for me to imagine LGD even taking a game, let alone winning the series. Like maybe they take a game because who knows, but I can't see them winning that series tomorrow. So that's what's pushing me off of them.
Yeah. Do you think, and I obviously have to ask you this because it's a 2-game slate, if LGD wins, is it still possible that a Rare Atom E-Star game stack, if that goes 2-1, actually outscores it? Like WE, not many deaths per game with WE. LGD, not many kills per game, although part of that is just because they're so bad. Like we haven't seen them in enough wins to really figure it out.
Right.
But like,
Right.
Is it possible? I mean, I think if there's a game stack, it's definitely the Rare Atom E-Star.
Yeah, anything is possible, right? Especially on these 2-game slates. So yeah, I think if you're going to game stack, that's the one to target. But as you know, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I think if people do want to go in with a game stack, I think that the Rare Atom E-Star, just because E-Star give up a lot of kills and death and losses, So if they're going to lose 2-1, they probably cough up a fair amount of kills. And then, in the game they win, you just hope that they're going to put up close to 20,
Right.
and then everything in combination just works out for you. But it's not for me, man. I can't. I'm just not super excited about doing game stacks ever. But these two gamers, as we say every time, make them much more viable, right? So can't really say it's a stupid thing to do. It's just not something I'm going to do.
Okay. So obviously most people are going to go WE and then go either Rare Atom or E-Star in terms of, that obviously affects who your captain is going to be because you can afford a lot more E-Star. It does seem like there's a slight opportunity to long stack either Rare Atom or E-Star just to differentiate. And then you don't, even if WE sweeps, if one of E-Star or Rare Atom sweep, like you might be able to get away with that long stack just because we think that one's going to be higher scoring anyway. Mm-hmm. And particularly if it's a sweep, because you kind of make up the games not played bonuses that you'll get from WE anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I think 4WE is probably going to be the chalk build, right? So, yeah, I think long stacking either one of those other teams in a matchup that, we've talked about does have upside for kill potential is a good way to differentiate without doing something like foolish, right? So, yeah, not a bad call either. It's just, yeah, I mean, like, I would want to start my lineups. I guess I probably shouldn't go this far into lineup building, but I would want to have, like, Jumang missing and Beisheng probably in every lineup I build, unless I'm playing LGD, of course. Shanks is not like he's good, don't get me wrong, and he plays well with the team, but he's not like a Knight rookie, like solo carry mid lane type guy. He's more of a play for the team kind of guy. So maybe you could get away with, and then top lane's always a crapshoot anyway. So maybe you could get away with doing, your mid lane and your top lane, and your, one of the carry spots in your captain with either a Rare Atom or a E-Star, and then you get a little bit of differential by having that extra player from one of those teams, whereas most people are probably going to have 4W each going into tomorrow's slate.
Yeah, like we just think we want to play WE because we get the 4 games not played bonuses, but if the other one is a sweep in either direction, like you make up for it anyway. It's not like WE's not going to get any extra points than another team that sweeps, at least for the games not played bonus. So
right,
it's at least a way to differentiate a little bit from everybody playing as much WE as they can.
Right. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I can see that working out.
Yeah. So LGD star sweep tomorrow. LGD long stack taking it home.
I mean, I can't see it, man. But, we've seen crazy stuff happen this year, so who knows? But I can't see it.
I'm not going there. Yeah.
No, I'm not either. If that beats me, so be it.
Right. That's exactly the way I look at it. Perfect. All right, if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you could please hit the like button below. Feel free to subscribe for all of the RotoWire videos. We've been doing these League of Legends ones daily as long as there is LPL and or LCK slate, so you can expect plenty of those after you subscribe. If you'd like to try out RotoWire, you can do so for free for 10 days, no credit card required. Just go to rotowire.com/pod, P-O-D. Like I said, 10 free days, all the sports that we cover, as well as access to our subscriber Discord channel, which was lamenting the chalk today, even though decent amount of us hit. So anyway, Ethan, thank you for that, and good luck on Wednesday.
All right, same to you. We'll catch you tomorrow, man.
Mm-hmm.